This is the Levolor Shutters frame application video. Designing the right shutter may be the most confusing aspect of ordering a shutter. Typically, there are several questions that need to be answered, like, what frame best fits and how? Which louver size works best based on the depth available? What tilt option, tilt bar, clear tilt, or gear works best? And how many panels are required in this space? Every window is different. The window type, style, and characteristics determine what frame you should use. For example, always scan the window for anything unusual that could prevent the frame from being placed in or around it. Items like hand cranks, window locks, alarm sensors, electrical outlets, insufficient depth, or even windows that tilt in. Many of these issues will determine the type of mount and louver size option. Let's briefly review the difference between an inside and outside mount shutter. An inside mount places the shutter frame and panels into the window opening. Frame options can vary from traditional to contemporary. Some add a decorative edge around the window. The goal is to clear any obstructions that interfere with the operation of the louvers or the shutter frame and panels. Extensions can be used to build out the shutter profile to increase the depth clearance and provide additional design options. Whether you select an inside or outside mount, we always recommend using four-sided frame. This will help cover windows that are out of square. Make sure to account for windowsills. A windowsill will impact how your frame is configured and will affect the fit and finish of the frame. When choosing your frame, consider louver size and tilt option. Both can impact your decision. Louvers need clearance to rotate. The larger the louver, the more depth clearance needed. Of the tilt options available, clear tilt will increase the amount of depth needed because the tilt mechanism is on the back of the shutter. Front tilt bar and gear have no impact on depth. Be sure to notice how your window is laid out. Size and the number of breaks in the window will tell you how many panels are required. Our maximum panel width is 36 inches. If you have a window 37 inches or wider, then more than one panel is necessary. Look at the vertical breaks in the window. Many wide windows have one or more vertical supports, and remaining consistent with them will dictate your panel area and panel count. For example, a window with 2 vertical breaks means 3 sections of glass. If those sections are within specification, 3 panels will work best to cover them. Before you measure, 1. Look for obstructions that may interfere with frames or panels. 2. Double-check depth clearance and louver size. And 3. Determine if the window has a sill or not. If there are issues with any of these items, then it may require a change of frame configuration, or louver size. With your frame choice and application confirmed, begin the measuring process. Check the window for squareness by measuring the diagonal points of the window. If the window is out of square by more than 3/8 of an inch, an outside mount application is recommended if Z or L frames are selected. Decor frame, trim frame, and bullnose frames have a squareness tolerance of up to 1 inch. Measure the inside width of the window in 3 locations with a metal tape measure: top, middle, and bottom. Record the smallest or tightest inside measurement of the 3 to the nearest 1/8 inch and note this on the order form. Repeat the same process for measuring height. Again, measure the window in 3 locations: left, center, and right. Record the smallest or tightest inside measurement of the 3 to the nearest 1/8 inch and note this on the order form. If the opening measures 66 inches or higher, a single divider rail is required. Shutters over 90 inches require 2 divider rails. For inside mounts, measure up from the windowsill or the bottom of the shutter to the center line of where you would like the divider rail located. Look for a natural visual obstruction, like overlapping window sashes, and measure to this point. The divider rail will help cover these obstructions. Application. Many of the same inside mount measuring principles apply. Look for obstructions such as locks, window cranks, latches, mullions, and windows that tilt into the room. If an outside mount frame is intended to match the outside edge of the existing molding, then simply measure the outside edges of the molding. Measure the width in 3 places: top, middle, and bottom, followed by measuring the height in 3 places: left, center, and right. If an outside mount frame is not aligned with the molding, determine the desired location around the window and note this with a pencil mark. Measure the width in 3 places from the left outside edge of where the frame will be positioned to the right outside edge of where the frame will be positioned, followed by measuring the height in 3 places: left, center, and right. For both widths and heights, record the largest measurement to the nearest 1/8 inch and note on the order form. When measuring for divider rails, measurements start where the bottom of the frame will be located. Measure up to the center of the desired divider rail location. Record that measurement on the order form. 1 divider rail must be used on panels over 66 inches in height and 2 divider rails on panels over 90 inches in height. When measuring for divider rails, measurements start where the bottom of the frame will be located. Measure up to the center of the desired divider rail location. Record that measurement on the order form. Look for a natural visual obstruction, like overlapping window sashes, and measure to this point. The divider rail will help cover these obstructions.